Hi there, welcome in. We are looking at August 2026 today. Wow, it's going to be a big month. You thought July was a big month. You just hold on to your britches, babies, because it's going to be wild. That's how it's coming through for me this morning. It just keeps coming through. Is it's going to be freaking wild. It's like for me, someone has flipped a switch, and it's like, there I am. I'm back. Part of me that I maybe have never met before. It's kind of, so I'm trying to get used to her. But just stick with me, okay? So grab your cup of coffee. You already know this. So I'm going to first start out with the angel messages for the other day. If you don't watch them, that's okay. But these three cards came out in this deck, which is the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. It's one of my actually very first tarot decks. These are all major arcanas. What's that mean? Major shift, major shift, major for some upheaval in their physical world. But these three cards, the Fool, the Dreamer, the High Priestess, and the Chariot. This is fast moving, accelerated awakenings, leaps of faith, monstrous leaps of faith is what I'm hearing. So that's what kind of fueled this message today. This like, okay, I wasn't going to do the August reading until next week, until we're in it for a few days. But this is like, this can't wait. And now my ear is starting to itch. So I've got some downloads coming in. So I can't wait to see what Spirit wants to bring in. But that's where we're starting off. And I'm leaving those cards out. Those are going to be my anchor for this reading. Spirit is saying, and now we're going to get into the astrology. Just following my guidance. I'm not going to dip into everything. There is a great deal going on. I'm going to touch on some key points right now. If Spirit wants me to focus on another key point later on in the month, I will do so later on, okay? We're going to start out with the 3rd, which is when Chiron stations retrograde in Taurus. That's all about our focus on self-worth, our physical value, our body, how do we value our body? Oh, that makes so much sense to me now. Thank you. Our security, Taurus is the Empress. She's ruled by Venus. It's beauty, it's money, yes, but it's how do we value that within ourselves? And I'm hearing also, how do we put that out into the world as we move forward? On the 7th, yeah, baby, Mercury's post-shadow phase ends. So delays, anything that was delayed, any kind of hiccups in communications, issues with your phones or your tablets or computers or whatever, will start to smooth out. It's beautiful. I do have on the 11th, I had a note down here from a while ago. I wrote this down. I don't know why, because I don't have any notes with it. It says Mars leaves Gemini. So we'll take a look at that. We're just going to put a pin in that, right? On the 12th, we have a total solar eclipse in the south node of Leo. So what does that mean? Solar eclipses are new moon eclipses, right? This means massive karmic purging of the ego. Some of this is channeled, some of this is from Google. I'm just going to be honest and upfront with you there. Outdated identities. If you're not seeing that showing up for you now, get ready, because your eyes are gonna be open, and it's gonna be like, nuh-uh, not playing that role anymore. I'm not buying into that anymore, because I was told that I needed to buy into it since I was a kid, right? clearing the path for a soul alignment. And I love how all this ties in. You know, I followed the eclipses for years, but never have I followed them as not just the eclipses, other transits, how closely I've been following them the last year and a half, maybe 20 months, because I'm really seeing how everything is so divinely orchestrated. I've been saying that because I've been channeling that, but now I'm being shown that for myself, for my own journey, right? Because don't forget, you know, I may be the host here on this channel. I may be the channel here on this channel, but I'm getting a little choked up here. That was unexpected. But I'm also a fellow traveler right alongside every one of you, going through this ascension, going through the symptoms and the shifts and the dips into the dark nights of the soul. I'm going through all of it right along with you. A lot of the stuff that channels through me is news to me too. So, and I've got to sit and I've got to process that and integrate that and embody and whatever it's asking me to do. So I'm right there with you. I'm holding your hand because no one's held my hand through this whole journey. So I've done a lot of this on my own, and I know how that feels. So, but some of us are meant to do that on our own. Others are meant to find mentors to assist. So I hope I can be that for at least one of you out there. So back to the solar or the total solar eclipse. Yes, there's going to be a huge intolerance to the BS. And what I'm seeing is, and this is channeled, it is a clearing out phase, because put a pin in that, because then we're going to move to the partial lunar eclipse on the 27th or the 28th, but depending on where you live in this beautiful blue, you know, ball in the sky here. This is in the prior north node of Pisces, so we kind of dip back into that energy again, right? The lunar nodes just shifted on July 26th. If you're not familiar with that, go take a look at that. But we were in Pisces and Virgo axis, and now we're in the Aquarius and Leo axis. So this Pisces, North Node Pisces partial lunar eclipse will awaken deep intuition collectively. This is from Google. I'm just going to put that out there. This is a fated lunation, an evolutionary milestone. They had that in quotations, and I found that very interesting, because it is designed to pull your soul forward into alignment with your highest spiritual destiny. So that will be a time when maybe you're dipping into new metaphysical practices, or stepping into a new area of your own soul purpose. You know, what are you doing? I know I'm got ideas coming in, and just nothing has quite landed yet for me personally in my spiritual business, right? So what channeled was, what are you hungry for? What are you hungry for? And I have been working really diligently and very strongly with the dragons. And this morning, I woke up to a collective hello in my room. I had a room full of dragons, ones I had not worked with before, ones I've not seen before, but obviously have always been there. I can't stop smiling because I've kind of missed me. I've missed me. It's been a hard 2 years. I've missed me. And I feel like this is just the me that's been trying to come out. But everything for the last almost 2 years has needed to be shoved out, brought up to the surface, looked at right in my face, and then it can move on, right? You know, those of you who know my journey, it's been a very difficult journey just in the last 20 months. So what are you hungry for? Get ready for it. And that's what this total solar eclipse is going to do. It's going to get you ready. It's going to show you who you're becoming. It's going to prepare the pathway. I mean, I feel like we've already been preparing the pathway. Say that 10 times fast. Preparing the pathway. But we've not, I think this is just like, yeah, just get ready. I think I've been saying that for a while. Just get ready, because it's going to be phenomenal. And what I've not been given clearance to discuss for a lot of years is it's starting to show to me in the collective and in the energetics. So more of what I've been receiving from the council is going to probably start filtering out into these readings as I move along. So let's take a look. So I was shown this deck because when I heard my highest self say to me that, don't forget, you're not just the host or the channel, you are a fellow traveler. I saw the fellow traveler card in this deck, so we'll see if it wants to come out. But if not, that's okay. So for August, for the collective spirit, we know it's going to be a mass awakening. I've been saying this for a long time. I've been dipping into this Lionsgate. Oh, I forgot the Lionsgate. How could I do that? I've got a cheeky guide going, well, maybe this isn't the video. Okay. Lionsgate is very pivotal for Twin Flames. Maybe we'll get into that for that video. Salute. My mom's over there giggling. She had a cackle. I love it. All right. Let's get going, Spirit. Right out of the gate, answering the call. What are you hungry for? Whew, I got these waves of emotions getting stuck in my throat here. The time is now. Come here. Narrow pathway. Ooh, so I'm gonna say, it may have been feeling like we've been, going through the birth canal, right? Going through things have been very tight, very uncomfortable to move in. You've had to be very precarious with your footing. You've had to, I've got to stop saying you, because like I said, I'm in this with you. Be very conscious. I've been saying that I feel in like some of the angel messages for the last maybe week, 2 weeks maybe, where we've got to be very conscious of our footprint. Where are we putting our feet physically, and what's that word? Oh shit! Metaphorically, how we're treading, moving forward. It is about being very I've got 2 words. I've got deliberate and I've got intentional. Not quite sure they mean anything too different, but intentional feels like a higher octave to me in vibration coming through. So yeah, this is not a time. This is not a. So here comes the twin flame message. This is not a time to dicker. That was the divine masculine's message last week. Not dickering anymore. So this is a collective message coming through now. It is not a time to dicker. It's a time to be very intentional. Holy mother of God. Okay, we'll take them. I'm not taking the one that did not flip. Oh, I've got to. I can't. That was my choice. I was not going to take it. The Spirit had me flip it over, and you'll see why. We have overcome a lot. So I want to say to each and every one of you, including you that I'm looking at in this video, which is myself, right? Congratulate yourself. you're a lot stronger. You didn't give up. You kept going because you know there's more. You know that where you were was not the end of the journey. I'm not saying there won't be any more obstacles, because let me tell you, when this collective that's awakening, that's raising their vibration, that's going up an octave or two or three, um, the light gets brighter, right? And there are forces out there, and you know that if you're on this journey, there are forces out there in our physical experiences and in the astral experiences that do not want us to shine. But I'm going to say, with the Leo the lion, the strength card and the dragons coming in, there is no way in hell that our light can be put out, ever. And if you ever thought that it could, hear this. It can never, ever be put out. Okay? You have it within you to overcome everything and anything, the big things and the little things. And I will say, I'm being drawn to Excalibur here. So Excalibur is the sword of truth. Those intolerances, those intolerances I spoke of for the total eclipse, the solar eclipse rather, in Leo, the South Node in Leo. South Node is where we've been, what we've settled for, what we've put up with, what we've believed. That's no longer viable. There's something about pulling this sword out and really standing in your truth, not letting any other energies kind of hold you down, block you. We've got Wondrous Universe and Staying Focused both came out together. Yeah, just keep your eye on, the prize, which is going home. And then while you're here, the prize is fully coming into who you are, your magical self. There's going to be a lot of, latent, I don't know if that's I'm giving that word, latent gifts being turned on, tapped in, tuned into. Those that maybe have been lying dormant for a while. Maybe that's what latent means. I don't know. But I'm just channeling here. So if you've had an ability within you, you've known it. Like for me, it's light language, being able to speak it. I've done it before privately, but not for anyone else to hear. So that's getting an up level, is getting an upgrade. Just keep your eyes focused upward, to the stars. I'm also being asked to say, keep your eye on the sky. I said that. I feel like I said that last year around Lionsgate time. Keep your eye in the sky. Full disclosure. Yeah, those who still have the veil, who cannot see the ships in the sky, you're going to be getting a more of a visual ability. Don't freak out. Celebrate it. I'm just going to tell you, celebrate it right now, because any negative energy is not called for anymore. It's just like it's done and it's over with. I'm picking up for someone in particular. I don't know who this is. Maybe doing just that, getting purchasing a telescope, a very high-powered telescope, and being able to, go out at night and really take a look at and understand the transits. Maybe you're into astrology and all that, but now there's going to be the astronomy aspect of it that might be coming online for you. And I feel like I want to say you're going to be teaching about that later on. Like, I feel like that interest and that knowledge it's something that you've done in another lifetime. I don't know who that is for, but there you go. And this card that I wasn't going to take because Mary Jo got in the way. Fellow travelers, you can't make this shit up. You just can't. We are so supported by our galactic team, our angelic teams, our everyone's own personal spiritual team up there. We have anywhere. We're all born with at least, we're all born with two angelic guides, and we can have anywhere between 2 and 5 angelic guides. So they're all up there. They're rooting for us. They're guiding us. Dragon tribe guiding us. You have, maybe animal. Oh God, I'm trying to think with my human brain, and it's not working because I want to be up there. Animal guides coming through, showing themselves for you, for their, for some messages. So pay attention to that. But we are never alone. We've got each other, and we've got everyone else that's out there. That's not a job. It's just who we're doing, what we're here to be, and what we're here to do. We've all got a role, but then again, those roles change constantly as well. It's like, when you're growing up, and your chore is to take out the trash, and your sister's chore is to do the dishes. Well, nothing's written in stone, right? Those get flip-flopped from time to time, and if they do, don't fight it. Get excited and see what you can learn from that other chore that you're being asked to do. That's maybe out of your wheelhouse, something that you've not done before. So that's coming in. So this, something that you've not done before, spiritually might be coming in. Say yes to it. Whew, that's a lot. I mean, August is going to be a lot, but you know what? It's going to go by like that. You're going to get to the end of the August, and you go like, where did it go? Yes, we typically do that at the end of summer, but this is going to be different. Drinking my coffee today because I usually sit down to do a reading with y'all, and at the end of the reading, there's my coffee and it's cold. So I'm eating it. I'm drinking it today. Alright, let's see what else this tarot wants to bring through. We've got the Dreamer, the High Priestess, and the Chariot. Massive, monstrous awakenings. I'm going to write that down. Oh, monstrous. How do you spell stress? Monstrous. Get ready. Oh my gosh, get ready. What else do we need to know, Spirit? Thank you. Another major arcana. Hierophant, unity. I'm hearing breaking tradition, leaning more into the unconventional, like that, transcending old viewpoints, transcending the ego. 8 of Fire, 8 of Wands in this deck, or no, 8 of Fire in this deck, 8 of Wands. Yeah. High intense energy. Things are going to be moving very quickly. And I'm going to tell you, even those who are not aware, conscious, awake, to being on this journey, this is all happening for them as well. On some level, to what they can hold frequency wise, you know what I mean? So nobody gets out of this. No. Magician. Whew. Sparks are going to fly. I'm hearing that, and I mean good sparks. But let's just put that into a little micro perspective here. When the energy is so intense, and eclipses man, they push buttons. Eclipses will push buttons, man. I want to say, for whatever's coming up for you, whatever's been the intolerance, when you're expressing it, make sure you're expressing it from that higher version of you that you are, instead of the lower version of you that I had to catch myself doing that with a post this morning. And I'm sick and tired of going to a doctor, um, only just so I can check that off the box, and because when everything comes back negative, I know it's all ascension. But my guides always let me know that that's what I need to do first, just so I can get my mind, my human mind. So it's like really working with my human mind. But I'm so sick and tired of going and say, well, a woman your age, really, really, I'm not that old. I'm not old at all. Um, I really believe, I don't believe everything that I've been taught, that the body, yes, the body can wear out, but it doesn't really have to. The body is actually, um, we are now discovering that the body can ascend with soul. So the vitamin patches that I wear are NAD plus. It's fuel for the cells, right? So I don't buy into things like that. Whatever you're finding, you need to voice, because you're tired of keeping it in, right? Make sure you're doing it with integrity, with the highest intention, not to cause fights, not to poke the bear, especially if someone else is going to be like, but, you know, hormones is another thing. I just, yes, we've got them in our body, but I don't believe their function is exactly what we've been taught to believe. I don't believe in menopause. I'm gonna I've got to get off my soapbox right now. So, or else this video is gonna be all about that, and not about what Spirit wants me to bring through here. So, she's back. She's back, and she's in better form than she was before. Thank you, Spirit. What else do we need to know for August? So let's take a look at the total solar eclipse, Spirit. Well, all right then. Five of Cups. Yeah, this is the past. The past. South Node in Leo is the past. Ten of Air. Done with the past. Done with believing. Eight of Cups. Walking away. Done. This is eclipsing out of your life difficult situations, versions of yourself that I want to say versions of yourself that you've disliked, and this is offering you an opportunity to really love her or him, the old versions of you. I do want to say that. Thank you, Spirit. I want to say go easy on those versions, those old identities that are coming up to leave. They served a purpose for a while, right? But they're not the obstacle anymore. They're not the obstacle. We got the Two of Earth wants to come out too with this eclipse. Some of you, it may feel like there's a lot going on all at once, for sure. You need to make very grounded, intentional decisions, like I mentioned before, right? Ooh, well, my eyeball is twitching. Holy sugar. Yeah, this eclipse is going to bring up a lot of things from the past. Maybe even people and situations you've walked away from before. So that version of you that walked away may be coming back for you to sit with, to reconcile with, like that. So, just keep in mind it is going to be different for everyone individually, but collectively we're all walking through this one way or another, in one form, on one level or another, okay? So just know you are not alone. You sure aren't. You have thousands, hundreds of millions of other people that are going through this. Some aware, some not. Many of the collective is going to be walking away from things that we know have been done for a long time, things that we've procrastinated from walking away from, old jobs, relationships, friendships, situationships, living, environments. Whatever you've known has just really you've been on the fence for a really long time. You've procrastinated for a really long time, and you've known it's done. There's no emotional charge there anymore. There's no emotional baggage even. So this eclipse is going to bring all of that to the forefront, so you can move forward in choosing yourself, choosing what's best for you, and move forward into another into your soul alignment. Let's move right into that soul alignment, which is the partial lunar eclipse in the north node of Pisces. So what say you? Let's see. The wheel. So this is perfect. I mean, I wrote down what Google said. It is a evolutionary milestone. It is a fated lunation. Aren't they all? But this one, I found it very interesting. An evolutionary milestone. You're going to be able to look back to August of 2026 and go, holy moly, how have I changed since then? Boy, have I changed. My life looks so different. I feel so different. It's a fated event, the wheel. It's a fated lunation. You cannot make that up. Truth is going to come out. Your truth. Your truth. Your soul alignment. What you're here to do. If you've been on the fence of not knowing what your purpose here was, I mean, that was me. For the last really 20 months, since mom passed, I kind of lost what my purpose here was. And I'm not 100% on the details, but I know it's a bigger deal than I was giving it credit for, right? So, Seven of Cups. Ooh, options. There's clarity. Any confusion is getting cleared up. What else for this partial lunar eclipse? I have to keep looking at my notes because I get lunar and solar mixed up. In my brain, something in my brain mixes it up. In the Seven of Air. Yeah, where have we been lying to ourselves? Where have we been cheating ourselves? We are going to be so, we got 2 sevens, that's important. So this could have, this new version of you, this new identity that you're discovering about yourself may have started showing itself around the 7-7 portal. So we'll put a pin in that, right? I do have 7-1-7. I love when that shows itself to me. That's a huge twin flame number as well. For not just, I thought it was just me, but I've talked to a lot of people, and it's also that are twin flames that's a number that's been significant for them as well. So what are you hungry for? What are you hungry for? So this partial lunar eclipse, I'm hearing that I mentioned about maybe dipping into new metaphysical practices, this is going to be, I'm seeing, actually I'm seeing a group of people doing, got a group over here and a group over here doing, one group's doing yoga, the other group's doing like Tai Chi or Qigong. So there's something about the movement of the body, letting the energy, never let the energy stagnate, right? So there's something in that. We do have the Seven of Cups here, you know, letting things flow. You may have a lot of options open up for you with this after this final eclipse in August. So keep in mind that eclipse energy goes for 6 months till the next eclipse cycle, which is, oh, is that February, March, April, March. Let's just focus on March. I think maybe it's March. Um, I'm hearing end of February, early March. Okay, I don't know. I have not looked that far, but it opens up that whole corridor for that span of time, right? So things might not pop off right off the bat at the end of August, but you're going to start seeing options open up for you. And you're gonna really know what's for you and what's not. You're gonna be able to really discern the BS from truth. Let's take a look at the Lionsgate energy. Just gonna tap in a little bit to the Lionsgate and then the Chiron retrograde as well. Lionsgate, Knight of Cups, Knight of Water. Yeah, new emotional experiences coming in. Like I said, this is Lionsgate is a twin flame portal for me, for many. So this could be number one. I want to say it's like falling in love with yourself all over again, discovering who you are, and that in itself calls in your divine partner. If you're a twin flame, if you're, you know, if it's just a soulmate, not just a soulmate, but you know what I mean. Because the eclipse energies can be very chaotic. I was talking to some friends yesterday, and I don't put my crystals out during the full moon when it's in an eclipse cycle, because the energies are so chaotic. They're unstable. I had an experience with that before, where all my crystals, anything I touched, I was angry, and I realized I had put it out during a full moon eclipse that was in Leo, full moon, let's see, which would be the lunar eclipse. So I had to go through it. I had to clear them all again. That was years ago. So I that's my choice. Okay, you can do that if you choose, but I don't know why that's being brought up. But there's something about how unstable the energy is. Be very aware of your emotions during this Lionsgate portal, okay? It peaks on the 8th. It kind of runs for a couple more weeks. So on the Lionsgate is also when Sirius, Sirius, our spiritual sun, aligns with our sun and the earth, which that's its peak. It starts on the 7-7 portal, which we've got down here, right? The 7 of water, a 7 of air. That energy has been really illuminating for us, where we maybe go astray, where we maybe self-sabotage, where we believe things that we know aren't true for us, and our soul is like pushing at us, going, wait a minute, what are you doing? Kind of like you have those thoughts. And so it's like it's been pushing and nudging and urging us, onto this higher soul, path. And it's going to peak at the Lionsgate. So, and that also could bring in a romantic partner. Anything else for the Lionsgate? I'm hearing no. Okay, so Chiron retrograde, where was that? On the 3rd. Chiron, thank you. Chiron retrograde in Taurus. We've got the Knight of Fire, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Air. Interesting. Oh, okay. So Taurus talks to us about our self-worth, um, our relationship with money, security, physical values, or or how we value our body. This is where maybe it may be highlighting where we may have allowed energies to come in and out and not land. Maybe where we've not wanted to see where we were doing that. It doesn't have to be a partner. It can be anything. Maybe it's a job where you get paid a pittance because every time you raise your rate, your client goes, ooh. So you say, oh no, we can keep it at what it is. But you're raising your rate because of you're knowing and recognizing your value and your worth, right? Maybe they don't recognize that and it's time to leave. This Chiron retrograde in Taurus is gonna show us where we've been playing small. You can't keep sweeping problems under the rug. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. I'm reading the bottom of this now. A stalemate. Pretending there is no problem. I love when it channels in that I look down and there's the words, right? Knight of Fire says a sudden event that needs immediate attention. So there could be something that comes in that says that's, you might be like, no, I'll take a look at that later. If it's coming in and it's coming in fast, you need to look at it right then and there, okay? Give it some time. You don't have to give it all your time. But it says time is of the essence. So if there is something that comes in, it's coming in at that moment for a reason. It's not something you could put on the back burner or on the shelf for later. But like I said, I do want to say you don't have to give it all your energy and your time, but if you give it a portion, but be fully present in that portion. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you've got to really pour empty all of yourself into it, but don't ignore it, okay? Chiron is retrograde until January 6th of 2027. It will dip back into Aries in September. Did I have it written down? Do I have it written down? Sorry about the noise outside. Come here. I have to turn my calendar. On the 17th, Chiron retrograde will dip back into Aries. So, Aries is the sign of self. So we're going to really, this whole thing, and like I said, there are other things going on in August I've just not tapped into right now. But here's the most important thing. Awakening. Intuition is coming on like you cannot believe. This is the Hangman. Seeing things that have been hidden in a new light. Seeing old fears in a new perspective. Realizing that fear is just false evidence appearing real, right? So much aha moments, so many of that going on. You could have a lot of deja vu happening. I was sitting reading for a lady the other day. Halfway through her reading, I looked up at her because I typically don't look at someone when I'm reading. I don't want their expressions to feed the reading, what's channeling through. I want it to be authentic. So I looked up, and all of a sudden I went, whoa, I read for you. I mean, she had a red bow in her hair. Her friend was standing there, a green shirt, black. I mean, everything what she was wearing, I'd been there before. And she's like, no, I don't think I've ever seen you before. And I've been at that location for probably the last 4 years, I think it is. And but yeah, that was the strongest deja vu I've ever had. So you could be having that going on. And yes, you've been there before, on another dimension or in a dream state. You we're living out what you're already experiencing, what you're experiencing here. So it's just hitting some of us really strongly, like, wow. And you can control it. That's a thing. You can control it. And I don't like the word control, but you can, if there's something that doesn't feel good, you can always shift and adjust and morph the energies for your highest good. I'm understanding where someone could take that statement and say something really negative about that. It's just, I don't know if I've expressed it correctly, but I understand what I was saying. So, but yes, August, huge awakenings. Um, many of us, what you've been waiting for, Seven of Pentacles, is about to really start showing physical, tangible evidence of the manifestation. So I feel like August is going to be where we get to see where all our hard work was not for nothing, man. I really do. And we're all walking it together. I mean, I love that fellow travelers card came out. We are all walking each other home. I mean, I've heard people say it before. I've read it in spiritual text, and it's very true. Um, there's a version of myself I could not have walked through without some specific people that have walked with me the last month and a half. And you know who you are if you're watching this. So having them in my life has really helped me. So look around you and see who's been in your life, whether they've been a thorn in your side or they've been an ear. Take a look at all of that and be grateful, because they have helped you. They were there. They were put there to help you see a version of yourself that maybe you weren't able to see at that time, or maybe they were showing you a version of yourself that that is ending, that you're transcending, right? Whatever it is, be grateful. I do want to give a final card. I just didn't have. All right, let's just grab what was on the table here. I've got my 2 Moonology decks because we do have 2 eclipses this month. Let's see, let's get 2 cards. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah, this is becoming so aligned. Keep your eye focused. Keep your eye focused. Hold the vision of what it is that you want to desire, what you know you came here to experience, do, be, right? Oh, I love that. We got one from each of the decks because there's 2 decks in here. And I've got one from each deck. And this one is Cut Your Losses. Moon in Detriment. That's very interesting. And that looks to be like a Taurus energy. So there, like this, the total solar eclipse in North Node Leo or South Node Leo, that talked about, the past and what we have to walk away from. Just don't put any more energies into it. If you've got to walk away, just walk away. There's no sense of saying, thinking about what you're going to lose by walking away. Just take a look at what you're going to gain. Your integrity, sovereignty, peace of mind. If it's a job, maybe a position that pays you and sees you for your worth, right? If it's a relationship, even though maybe the relationship's not bad, but maybe what's coming and you just don't know it yet, is it checks each and every one of the boxes instead of checking most of the boxes. You know, if you've got that kind of checklist as to who you want to spend your life with, whatever it is, just it's okay to say, no, I've just got to walk away. It doesn't fit right anymore. It doesn't feel right, and I can't try to fit a square peg into a round hole anymore because it causes headaches. It causes physical distress, right? I am going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I am so happy that you're here. For those of you that are new, welcome in. For those of you that are returning, I appreciate you so much. And for those of you who are silent, but that are still here, now that I know that you're still here, I appreciate that. I love you so much. We will see you on the other side, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.